Hey guys, and welcome back to JHT. I'm James, this is Theo, and today we're going to be talking about our top 3 picks from NOT-E3.
There have been noise complaints.
Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
So to kick things off, my first pick, or my third pick as it were, is actually 50 games in one, skirting around the laws of our self-imposed top format. So UFO 50, which is from the developers of Spelunky, which in all honesty is a game that I've got real no affinity to. I have played it and it's not, I appreciate how universally loved it is, but it's not really my jam. UFO 50 looks to have so many things that could be my jam.
Well, when there's 50 games, I mean, that's a wide spectrum.
And we're talking like 50 full games here. It's not just like a collection of 50 mini games. It's like everything from like arcade shooters to like platform games. Like the developers have created like a fictional company, a fictional software developer and set it within like the 1980s to like 1990s. So I think it's like 82 to 1990.
We invented a fictional company called UFO Soft that developed these games for a fictional 80s game console. This company's history spans from 1982 to 1990, and the games get more technically advanced as the years go on.
Some of those games will end up having like multiple entries and like sequels and recurring characters, that sort of thing. I think it's just a really cool idea.
And the aesthetics looks really cool as well, and it obviously plays to our nostalgia majorly as well.
Yeah. So all the games have got like a very limited sort of like color palette. It's very much like set as like an 8-bit sort of style of game. So I appreciate that it's maybe a bit of an outlier when it comes to sort of like NOT-E3, where people want to see like the biggest and like most explosive, like best looking game. This is best looking for a whole other reason, and it's like it had a ton of development time. It looks really interesting.
And I think what's really cool about that is it's not just about the big AAAs like this NOT-E3 is. It covers a wide spectrum of like all types of developers as well. So a developer like this is putting something out which you've obviously picked as your top, or one of your top games.
Yeah. It was a great year as well for NOT-E3. But yeah, this popping up in the middle of like Day of the Devs was, for me, it's like, that's going on the list.
Okay, and my first pick is going to be Doom: The Dark Ages. And for me, I think that this game looks badass. Doom has obviously got such a cool aesthetic, and again, it's just been with us for many, many years because of nostalgia as well. Like Doom has always kind of been in the gaming scene for us, and now to see this new version of Doom, which has this really cool like medieval aesthetic as well with it, just makes it look super cool. Those chunky metal guitar riffs through the trailer. Got me like super excited.
Always a winner to have chunky metal guitar riffs.
Yeah. Did you see the actual gun where you pick up skulls of your slayed demons? Shove it in, grinds it up, and it shoots them out as bullets.
Like, are you picking those skulls up just as you run around, or have you got a pocket full of skulls?
I assume that there's going to be some mechanic in it that you have to slay certain demons to then pick up their skulls to go in.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You have to kill certain demons in certain ways to be able to get certain perks.
For like Doom Eternal, for instance, you're using like certain weapons and things to get health back, or to like boost your shield, or to like, do more damage.
And also now we have a shield with a flipping big old chainsaw around it, which we can rev up. So it's not just a shield, we can use it as like a flying melee weapon.
Or a pizza cutter.
I mean. But also within that trailer we saw that we can ride dragons, we can walk around in like a mech costume as well.
Epic mech, like yes, I'm all for it. Like I love a big mech.
But now we've got like these big melee medieval weapons as well.
Yeah.
We can kick people. It just looks cool.
It looks very cool. I think like you said, badass is the word to kind of sum up Doom: The Dark Ages. So from one totally badass game to another totally badass game, but for a totally different reason, Mixtape.
Oh yes, that looks so good.
I think Mixtape looks really badass, but my type of badass. Not in the same way as like demons and explosions, and in terms of like music, like yes please, like we have got Devo, we've got Smashing Pumpkins, we've got Joy Division, because it has such a gorgeous art style. It's kind of similar to almost like Across the Spider-Verse or something like that. Cartoony, animated, but also like with a slightly kind of like juddery like frame rate.
Yeah, and it's kind of got slightly bit of that cell shading style within it as well. Like the whole aesthetic just, again, it's pulling back to nostalgia because of the music. The look of it is not super polished, but not in a bad way, in a good way, that it gives it that really original aesthetic.
Like, it's from the team behind The Artistic Escape, which I played last year and I really loved it. And so I've seen how well they can combine music with storytelling, and also like those fantastical like dream sequences. So
Yeah.
this is about a group of teenagers sort of getting towards the end of their summer, looking back on their formative years.
Go back to a time where summers lasted forever.
And sort of like going down one big trip down memory lane. So we're nostalgic for this music, and then they will be nostalgic for these experiences.
Yes.
And having that magical, fantastical twist to it, because in the trailer we see them not only doing like really cool things like skitching on skateboards and like driving at night and, you know, like things like cool young people do, but like they go back and revisit their memories.
Yeah.
And take off and they fly around. And, you know, it's like, I've already invested in these characters and I can't wait to see what their sort of like summertime experiences are.
It really feels like the game is just going to be like watching like a TV show or a film.
It looks like there's lots of different gameplay types in there as well. It's just really interesting. Great soundtrack. Excellent trailer with the like 80s style, like this summer voiceover.
Blockbuster style, isn't
yeah.
it?
Sneaking out, making out, avoiding the law, and maybe something a little more.
It looks lovely and I can't wait to see more of it.
Okay, and my next pick is going to be the new Star Wars Outlaws game, which for me, just put Star Wars on anything and I'm probably going to like it. I am a massive, massive Star Wars fan, and now seeing this kind of bit more in-depth gameplay, but now we can see a bit more sort of detail. We can see the characters running upon their ship and sitting down and basically launching out into space, having some dogfights, landing back on another planet with pretty much zero load screens.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
They've kind of cleverly hidden some load screens in with some cloud covers and stuff, but I think from what they showed, it's very, very minimal.
Yeah, and like the way that they use hyperspace. Like really clever like load screen. I think like Star Wars Jedi does that as well, possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks great. Like,
it looks
open world
fantastic.
Star Wars, yes please. Quite like the idea of being a scoundrel at that time, you know, where like crime is on the up. And,
Yeah, we're between Empire and
Jedi. Yeah.
To get in kind of the underworld, the underbelly, and the uprising, and to have a character that all of our options, all of our choices have consequences as well. So having the option to choose your kind of own destiny.
You again. If you're still looking for Haas, I haven't seen him.
Actually, I'm here for you.
Probably a lot of replay value though as well, like from playing the game in different ways.
Scenarios, yeah.
Like, here's a question to you. Would you be loyal to, or would you betray Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, knowing where
like, what would you do?
I don't think I would be loyal, would you?
Yeah, I want to be Jabba's like right-hand man, I think, or right-hand woman in this case.
That's the perfect thing about this game is we both chose different choices, and we can do that within this game. It's no longer this linear story. I just want to run around with little Nix as well.
Nix, attack.
Oh yeah,
He
Nix
just
looks
looks
so
so
good.
cool when you better like command him off to like do certain things as well. Not long to wait for that one, but I am very, very excited.
So for my final pick, now this has been really difficult for me to just narrow this down one to just three into which one would I go.
Yeah, because there was
many good ones this year. Like we saw The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom be announced like at Nintendo Direct earlier this week. Metal Gear Solid Delta for me is a big one. Like, yes please, I've already pre-ordered it. The one I'm probably the most excited for though, and as soon as it came on screen I was like literally like cheering, Astro Bot. Now, for me, this is just like a dream come true. Like, since playing Astros Playroom on PS5, that little guy, I love it so much.
He is such a cool little dude.
It's not just him. He controls so well, and his ability to like bring in all of these previous like PlayStation franchises and like previous games to sort of like with love and reverence, and it's just like, yes, it feels like a real celebration of PlayStation.
Yeah.
Now we're getting something that has 80 levels across 6 different worlds. Oh my god, is it Christmas? Is it my birthday? It's neither of those. It's gonna be the 6th of September. I'm gonna be there day one. Like, I cannot wait. Like, holidays are booked.
I think one thing that has really shone through within this, for you specifically, is nostalgia, nostalgia, and nostalgia for each 3 games.
I mean, you could argue that for yours as well. You've got
Yes.
Doom, you've got Star Wars.
And you could probably guess what my next pick is going to be. But my next pick is going to be the brand new Gears of War E-Day. Who was expecting this?
I mean, I wasn't, but then I have no idea what E-Day is.
So yes, when they announced this game, I could not believe it that we have now got E-Day, which is a prequel to Gears of War 1, the original OG Gears of War. We're now going to be stepping back about 14 years before the first Gears of War, and we're going to be reunited with my bros, both Marcus and Dom.
People seem happy about it.
I mean, being a big Gears fan, seeing those two back together almost brought a tear to my eye. I got rather emotional about it, but I just got a feeling that they are going to be going back to their roots in a way because it's a prequel, and I just think it's going to be super dark, super gritty, super grim, probably quite a lot of horror elements, I'm guessing, are going to be put into this game because E-Day is basically the beginning of Gears of War. It's when billions of people died around this day, when the Locusts basically had their uprising, took out a quarter of the population. So yeah, as you can imagine, if we're going to be playing through that, there's going to be a lot of brutality within this game.
Yeah, definitely. So do you think that this is going to take place, like are we going to see like everyday happy life to start with, and then like everything goes a bit Pete Tong?
I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. I think most people were expecting a Gears game, probably going to be Gears 6.
Yeah.
And I think a really nice subtle nod to the original Gears of War is that they've actually called it Gears of War E-Day. That we obviously had Gears 5. So now throwback to Gears of War E-Day has really gone back to the original, and to also have the Mad World song. Within this trailer as well, kind of subtly piano playing in the background is just such a nice callback to fans of like the original game as well.
I'm really happy for everyone who loves like Gears of War, like yourself. Like,
yeah.
I know how much it means to people. So there you have it. Those were our top picks for this year's Summer of Gaming.
NOT-E3.
But let us know what your favourite picks are from this year's NOT-E3 down in the comments below.
And if you've enjoyed our video, if you agree with us or disagree with us, also let us know down below. But if you enjoyed it, a like and subscribe would be really appreciated. And until next time on JHT, we will see you very, very soon. Have fun playing some new games.
Bye-bye.